Hi, I'm Dan. This is Vinyl Fury, and another video with more additions to my vinyl record collection. Some great stuff, most of which I've been wanting to have in the collection for a while. So here we go. This is the first full length from a band called These Arms Are Snakes. I've talked about them several times in the past. Kind of a heavy alt rock, not quite hardcore, kind of art rock. They come from the dissolution of a heavy band called Botch in Seattle. The bass player Brian is from Botch, and man, he's an awesome player with great tone. Does have a printed inner sleeve, and there's some photos on the other side, but they are not YouTube friendly. So they recently put out a retrospective, like rarities compilation that I showed last summer, and I actually showed that tape again in that cassette tag from a couple videos back. And then they did a reissue campaign of their records pretty recently, and this was pretty hard to get before, so this was great. I actually found it in a local record store. I wasn't planning on getting it online because, the shipping and everything, but I saw it there, wasn't looking for it. Decent price. Took a shot. It actually sounds fantastic. I really enjoyed listening to it. I realized that I was more familiar with the songs than I thought I was. So, yeah. Excellent reissue. The last album from the Jawbox discography that I needed was For Your Own Special Sweetheart. This is from, 93? So when I originally got their other several albums, this one had been reissued before, but I couldn't find it. I just gave up trying to get one for a decent price. So in 2009, it was reissued, remastered. By the time I was trying to find it, it was kind of hard to find. Then I didn't know it was repressed in 2019 and then again in 2021. So it's actually been out there recently. Found it at a local store. Really excited. Brought it home. Pretty warped. And that was disappointing. And one side was actually a bit off-center too, so doubly disappointing. It was kind of a hard wake-up call back to reality. Oh yeah, this is why I haven't been, one of the reasons why I haven't been buying new vinyl. It's just such a crapshoot, and it's just too often the odds are terrible that there's not going to be some sort of issue, at least one. Sounded great sonically, but the copy was disappointing. And it was pressed at RTI too. I gotta say, I've actually gotten a few records recently that were pressed at RTI, and I have had an experience that I don't normally have with them, where they're either a bit warped or visually they kind of look more like they were pressed at United. Visual scuffs and stuff like that. Very not typical in my experience. So I don't know what's going on over there. But anyway, I was disappointed enough that I looked at Discogs to see, what would it cost me to get one of those 2009 versions. So there was one listed for not that much. I asked the seller, I just got one, I had this issue, can you confirm that it's actually the 2009 pressing? And to the best of his ability, he said yes. And when I got it, it is. And it was not warped, and it was not off-center. So, and it's according to all the etchings and everything, it's the same plating and all that stuff. So it should sound the same. I guess I should mention, I actually recently got, for the very first time, a record cleaning machine. I got a Record Doctor 6, and I've cleaned, I don't know, something like 20, 25 records, and so far, so good. And one of the records that I've cleaned is this one, because when I got it, it was pretty dusty, fingerprints, not visually near mint like it was supposed to be. But when I cleaned up real nice. So it's in the bin to play, and I'm sure it's going to be a keeper. Another reissue that I got here is one that I've had before, an album that I've had before, which I enjoyed, but the pressing quality and the listening experience, it was just not great. And there's actually a lot of comments. It was kind of notoriously not a very good pressing. Very noisy, staticky, and with this kind of music, it's tough. But I saw that it had been repressed recently, so I decided to give it another shot. This is a band called If These Trees Could Talk. The album's called Red Forest from 2012. They're an instrumental, post-rock, metal band. Great stuff, great riffs, a big ambient rock sound. And originally this was on a record label I can't even remember now. And then they signed to Metal Blade. And so this is reissued by Metal Blade. And it's been reissued on several different colors. This is a violet marbled color. It's all right to me. I don't really care, but that is something. And on the first track, there's a bit of noise, and I was thinking, oh crap, is this just going to be the same thing again? Once I got through that, it was fine. And to my recollection, it sounded better than it did before. Yeah, I'm going to clean this, and hopefully that's even better. I also appreciate the hype sticker. Plainly spells it out. 2021 reissue, remastered for vinyl. Very nice. Another Dischord reissue that for some reason I had slept on for a long time. I've seen it many times. I knew I have listened to the album and enjoyed it. I guess it just didn't, for whatever reason, I didn't feel compelled to get the vinyl. But then I saw it while I was out and I changed my tune. I picked it up and I'm glad I did because I enjoyed it more than ever. Rites of Spring. I think their only album. There's a few other demos that are out there. This is from 1985. I guess they'd technically be classified as a punk band. The singer Guy would later join Fugazi. I have most, if not all, of those albums. Really should have had this before, but I really enjoyed listening to it. Glad I got it. All right, let's wrap it up. I showed these in the I've been buying a lot of vinyl lately video from a few back. Picked up Ride the Lightning by Metallica. This was a used copy. It happened to be the Electric Blue Walmart exclusive, which conflicted about. I didn't buy it from Walmart, so that's one thing. It looks pretty cool, and it sounded pretty good too. I mean, all of these Metallica reissues that I've heard sound great. Cut by Chris Bellman, except for Master of Puppets, at least the one that I have. It took me long enough, but these recent reissues they seem to be the ones to get, unless you do some real deep research into older pressings and reissues and stuff like that, different countries and crap. But as far as like what's available to get right now, I think these are great, including the Black Album, which, man, I had a good time listening to this. It's been a while, and turns out it sounded great. It's a double LP, again, cut by Chris Bellman. Nice pressing. It sounded good. I didn't have any complaints. Bass was there, clarity was there, vocals sat real nice, and this was $15, new, sealed, which I still don't understand. I've been back to the same store since. They had another copy out, same price. Very cool with me. Glad I got this. This was a fun listen. I did buy And Justice for All. Also sounded great. Very weird experience again. I got a copy from Amazon because I'd had, lately new vinyl, same old issues. So it's easy to return to Amazon if I need to. First copy came. The weirdest fucking thing. The first LP was pressed at Palace, which I expected. The second LP was pressed at RTI. How does that even happen? How do two different plants end up in the same jacket? The labels had a slightly different color. I think I took a picture of it. Maybe I'll put it in here. So weird. I listened to it. It sounded good. But that had to be a fluke, right? One of them was also warped, so I still sent in for a replacement. Got the replacement. Both copies are pressed at Palace. I don't know. But the one record was still warped. I think even more warped than the other one was. Really frustrating. Sent them both back, so I'm going to try to find a different copy. There is a Walmart exclusive of that in a pretty cool looking color, and I'm really debating on whether or not just to go with that one. But I'll get it at some point, somehow, some way. Time to wrap this up. I still have more records to show. I still bought more records this past weekend. I'm not running out of material real soon. So I will talk to you again probably fairly soon. So thanks for watching. Take care. Enjoy your music.